I want to talk about what you've done in terms of your what you call your making your money, your bread maker, and it's fascinating. I find that you're a highly creative person, and I commend you for that. Um, I'm not sure if that people who leave their religious community and they find another place to live, if their imaginations are really fertile. I'm not sure if there is a formula there or not. And the reason I say that was I was thinking about how to structure this question. I wanted you to know that I can't go to shul on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur because I don't have the shpilkas for it. I can't sit. So I started what's called the forest shul. And I take people into a forest nearby, deep into the forest, for 2 hours on first day Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, 2 hours, and we embrace the trees and we talk about forgiveness and introspection, and we'll sing Avinu Malkeinu and some of the very very beautiful tunes. And this makes me happy, and I feel very very fulfilled, as opposed to going to a shul and spending 5 or 6 hours on Rosh Hashanah, which I did in yeshiva. So I don't know if there's a formula there of creativity, but I also have a strong imagination. Now, let me get into your tour, what you do for a living, if you will. And I want to read this. As of 2022, she was the only professionally licensed tour guide focusing on Williamsburg, which is a Hasidic community. Her tours focus on the Hasidic lifestyle and the reasons behind the community's insular nature, and she purposely tries to avoid critiques or judgments of Hasidic culture. Frida begins her tour with a discussion of Hasidism, its roots in Eastern Europe, and the impact of the Holocaust on the community. And this is what I really love. Her tours also include visits to Hasidic owned stores and delis. You see the children playing and you explain how these environments are very children centric. Walk on the sidewalks, showing how most adults carry flip phones. And this is beautiful. After wrapping up the tour, you take your visitors, the people who are on the tour, for a light lunch at Gottlieb's Deli.
Yes, exactly. Aren't you
Beautiful.
sold? Aren't you sold?
I'm sold. It's beautiful what you do. How did you come up with this idea?
I actually didn't come up with the idea. I was asked to give a tour. I was a student at Sarah Lawrence College, and my professor was Glenn Diner, who, shout out, is wonderful. And he has done a lot of research on Jewish history, Hasidic history, and there are some on garments of the past. It's totally worth looking into his work. He was my professor and my mentor, and he was contacted by um, University of Pennsylvania, I believe, PhD program. They were looking for a tour guide in Williamsburg. I remember I didn't actually grow up in Williamsburg. I grew up in
Yes.
Kiryas Joel.
Yes.
So he said, "Do you want to do this?" And I said, I don't know Williamsburg. Actually, when I got married, after my marriage was arranged, so we got married, we stayed at our in-laws every other Shabbos, and I found Williamsburg totally overwhelming and disorienting. And never mind, it was the city, so it smelled and it was yuck. Whereas Kiryas was green and suburban. Um, so I found Williamsburg totally, like, my memories of Williamsburg were like of it being confusing and overwhelming, and I didn't feel like a tour guide, qualified tour guide at all. When, just a short digression, when I got married and we went for a Purim, I wanted to go visit my grandmother with my then husband, and we didn't have a shelf manos. I remember we didn't have a gift basket, and since it felt to me that it would be inappropriate to go without a gift basket, I wanted to go get a gift basket. And I don't remember what happened. I ended up going out on my own, and I couldn't find any open places, and I was totally lost. I didn't even know how to get back, and I didn't have a phone. And suddenly, like, from the distance, I see him coming. He had a very distinct walk. And to my great surprise, he had a basket, a shalchmanas, which he had taken from somewhere else. But anyway, we had something to go with. And I remember that moment was like such a relief, because I was what, 19? I was in
Yeah.
a strange place. I hardly knew this man. I was figuring out if he liked me, if I liked him, and I'm lost in the city, and it smells, and it's at night, and it's Purim, and I'm homesick, and there he comes with a gift basket. I was so happy. That was my moment of Williamsburg. That was my frame of reference when I was asked to be a tour guide, was that moment of relief of like the newness, a new relationship, a new context, being lost and being feeling found, and how nice that moment felt. Um, and when I was asked to give a tour, I was like, I get lost in Williamsburg. I'm not sure that I should be a tour guide. But they were like, talk about whatever. And I think
Mhm.
they hired me for like $500 for a group of 30. And I took the tour into Williamsburg. I did prepare. I did a lot of research. I still have a video on my YouTube channel. It's private that I uploaded when I prepare. I look so young in that video. I'm like studying the history and I'm going over it and I'm practicing. And afterwards, I don't even remember who hired me. I should give credit, but whoever it was like, we're so grateful for what you did. We're going to throw in an extra $250, which
Mm,
was like, whoa,
nice.
that would be nice if it happened. Yeah, that was the one time. And it really launched me because someone who was on the tour came back and said, would you do it again? My first experience was almost traumatizing because I had not anticipated what it would be like to stand in the middle of Williamsburg, in the middle of Yentatown, in the middle of like where all the eyes are, the people that I had so made myself small to all my life that I didn't want them to see, that I was hiding from. I was so still in that mode. And suddenly I was in the middle of that. Like, my frame of reference of getting hired as a tour guide was, I'm a student at Sarah Lawrence College where I wear jeans and everything reeks of weed, and I'm going to give them a tour. But what ended up happening was I'm standing in the middle of Yentatown and surrounded by a bunch of people who are paying attention to me. And all of these Hasidic ladies are going by and looking, and I'm like having a hard time concentrating even. So I really earned that $750 big time.
Really?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But afterwards, it became a thing, and it changed. It evolved. Like, I've changed my tours. I've changed what I do. What has been steady throughout is my belief that through food we can connect. I have had people on the tours who have had strong opinions one way or another. I've had from people. I've had Amish people, I have had Mormons, I have had ex-religious people, I've had people from all over the world, including Germany. People have told me that they think this community is abusive. There have been people who have reprimanded me for not being religious. Like one Orthodox guy said, "You still have work to do on yourself. You're confused." Okay. I have heard a lot of different things, but through all of it, we all bonded over food. I'm a big believer in the power of food to find commonality. And through all of it, I've also always heard, oh, I know this food from this culture and that. Like, we have haref, which is a Middle Eastern dip that we eat on Shabbos. And people are like, oh, it sounds like gazpacho, you know? It's nice.
Yeah, like
It's so wholesome.
corned beef is a form of kiruv, bringing people together, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I've
Um,
been accused of doing kiruv.
in conclusion, over the years since I let go of my orthodoxy, I find it hard to fall in love, and I have probably because of some intimacy issues that I have, but also because deep in my heart and soul, there's a yeshiva bocher, and therefore, when I meet women who are lovely human beings, really special, but have that secular nature, I don't connect with them. It's the same struggle I
Yeah.
have with finding a shul, as I mentioned to you. Have you fallen in love?
I've fallen in love. I've fallen out of love. Um, I I'm not at the moment in a relationship. I would at this point want something serious. I do find it's a struggle for me that, having grown up in such a large family, I developed a very strong independent streak,
Mhm.
and I hold on to that very strongly. There's that um, video of someone carrying a refrigerator, a woman carrying a refrigerator or something like a washer machine, and it's like, when you're too independent, like, that's the
Yeah, yeah,
caption over it.
good
And I
point.
do feel like I struggle with that. I do fall in love very, very strongly. I find it interesting what you said about falling in love. And I wonder what connection it has with being like from a yeshiva world. because I think these things stay with you and they make a mark on you. But I would like to love someone for the future. You know what I mean?
I know, I get it, I get it, and
Yeah.
you seem very lovable, by the way.
Oh, I appreciate that. We're gonna put
Absolutely.
it. We're gonna put it on the date. Well, anyway, dating nowadays is impossible. It's
Yeah, you have to
pretty
do it all.
hopeless.
I know. Listen, Frida, I know you got to run. Refuah Shalema to your mother. She should be well. Before you
Thank
leave,
you.